I have intimate knowledge of what the US currently knows about UFOs minus the last 2 years. UFOs are primarily unmanned drones. UFOs are built to spec each time they are deployed. UFOs are created by a mobile construction facility that hides in the ocean. Construction facility destroys anything that comes close to it and will disappear for days when approached aggressively. US believes the facility has been active on Earth for at least 100 years or much longer. Fire away on questions, I'll answer what I can, you won't be disappointed.
Is it related to that one under rock in that one Scandinavian country? The one that deploys within tectonic spaces?
No, this one almost never leaves the Bermuda Triangle.
Does this have any relation to Oumuamua? Is there a working theory on the origins? If so, care to elaborate? Has any form of intelligible communication been established?
No, quite a bit, but we think the construction facility has been around since at least 4000 BC. Sea sightings, paintings from the early eras of history. Yes, it also depends on your viewpoint. They mostly want very little to do with us until we start to talk about war and nuclear options. It's one of the reasons why you see them so often at critical events.
What is the main body of government that is collecting information on UFOs? The DoD, if so, which branch is the most active in collection of information?
It doesn't officially exist, and I won't use the internal name on here either.
Any relation to Antarctica?
My section monitored just this craft and any interactions it attempted. A previous co-worker did mention something in passing of Antarctica at one point, but I ignored it if I'm being honest. Talking about other projects is considered career suicide.
Do you know if the entities behind the UFOs are native to the Earth, like an older civilization, breakaway civilization, or a civilization of humans that escaped a previous cycle of cataclysm due to their advanced tech?
Limited expertise since my role is more crafty analysis. US believes they are foreign to our world. A previous cataclysm could make sense. They also show up in times of strife such as natural events.
What were the main reasons for the crashes? I'd think random lightning or freak accident, seeing how advanced they are.
You'd be surprised how many mistakes they make, especially the further back you look. One area they seem to avoid, like the plague we suspect, is due to issues with gravity and flight. Before they figured it out, we collected quite a few mishaps there. They've tried to shoot some down mostly over nuclear incidents but failed miserably.
Are they friends?
They cut their losses when crashes are recovered, same with personnel. Zookeepers aren't friends with the animals.
Can you tell us what they look like physically? Usual gray type or big ears?
Imagine the typical grays you see on TV. I've seen 2 corpses, so maybe there are different species, but I've never laid eyes on another.
Have you tried sending in a raft of hippies? The AI may not recognize them as a threat. Jokes.
Based on previous disappearances and acts of hostility, we believe the construction facility carrier has learned what is and isn't hostile, usually. It will just move away or stay deep under the water. It doesn't fire on civilian boats, for example. Exceptions apply. We have seen one or two go missing, usually after sharp turns, etc.
This is a strangely recurrent theme. At a minimum, they have psychotronic devices of some sort.
This reminded me of something in my first year. UFO crashes, they remove the bodies well before my team arrives. We start to look and the craft is unpowered at first. A few minutes later, the craft powers on and starts to close up. We radio out and get a response from the unit removing one of the occupants, alien, that they are working on it. Ship powers off and the other team asks if we are good to go. No mention of how access was possible. I suspect the pilot may have interfaced with the ship by remote or psionic ability.
What do you believe to be the reason for the uptick in sightings?
Once again, my knowledge was cut off about 2 years ago. If you mean very recently, my guess would be the Russians and US having a little secret dance amongst themselves. When nuclear anything gets involved, we see large deployments for long periods of time. Strife seems to be the catalyst.
Do the UAPs return back to the manufacturing unit? What are the purposes of the UAPs? Surveillance of humans?
The US believes they are not here to harm us. They only seem interested in us once they realize we are destroying things around us, including each other. One of the officials in charge said something that stuck with me. They act like keepers of a zoo and interested in the daily life of wildlife until there's a problem,